he got into a bar underage, and he was trying to like be like, oh, they probably use lingo for everything. And so he went to the bartender, was just like, I'll take a rock, meaning Rolling Rock. And the guy was like, what?
Welcome to the Creative Slash Podcast, where we explore what happens when creativity collides with everything else. I'm Brad Woodard, and I'm joined here with my good friend and co-host, Dustin Lee. Whether you're an artist looking to grow your following or you're just curious about where creativity can take you, this is your weekly dose of real talk about making it as a creative human. In today's episode, we share an interview with the legendary letterer and illustrator, Mary Kate McDevitt. Never shy about helping her fellow creatives, she has over 200,000 students in her Skillshare classes alone, while also teaching at her alma mater, Tyler School of Arts, numerous workshops, and through all of her published books. Her colorful, uplifting work has led her to work with some incredible clients, including Chronicle Books, the New York Times, Target, and many, many more. From the majestic Vermont countryside, Mary Kate discusses everything from the importance of using your voice as an artist through your artwork, her love of decorating and renovating old buildings, and a history lesson about women magicians. Enjoy. Welcome, Mary Kate McDevitt.
Thank you. It's so good to be here and to see your faces.
I know. I feel like it's been a very long time since
It
we've
has.
actually...
I was trying to think about that. What that conference was that?
I swear I couldn't say it. It was a conference. I told you, Dustin. He's like, when's the last time we saw her? And I was like, I'm pretty sure it was at a conference, but I can't remember. It was
What's
a while
an
ago. It was long
icon?
enough. Oh, in Austin? It probably could have been.
Austin?
That's a
Whoa.
long time ago.
That's
Did
a
you go to
really
Austin?
long time ago. I did go to Austin.
Oh man, that was years ago.
Ah, crazy.
But that is wild.
It's so funny how like cliches, like for me as I get older, like I find myself saying so many things that like my parents said to me about time going by fast and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, to like people like my kids, I'm like, you don't get it. Like really going by faster. You don't understand.
They have no idea what's ahead. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, sort of speaking of time, in terms of like time dilation and like all sorts of crazy stuff like that,
I'm excited.
we have one of my favorite questions to start off asking, which we would love to know. Do you believe in aliens? And can you elaborate on why or why not?
You know, for the longest time, I was like, if there were aliens, I would have, we would have really seen some actual evidence. But I've been thinking it's the universe is way too vast. Aliens could be like spores to us, or like, I mean, it can.
It's a good call.
They could really be anything. We picture it as the cheesy big eyes, wobbly body, or whatever they make up now in Hollywood. But we have no idea what they could look like. They're alien to us. So, yeah.
Good answer.
But I
think-
believe.
Do you think
I
they?
want to
Yes.
believe.
We have a belief.
I literally have that poster. It's sewn. It's like my most nostalgic
It's an
thing.
amazing poster.
It is. I
Iconic.
found out the photographer that did those is someone in like Sweden or something who claims to have seen UFOs, and they made these beautiful photographs of them, and it was super fascinating. So
Amazing.
So you don't think there's like for instance, when you hear about like UAPs or things like that, you don't think those are aliens, or do you think they are aliens?
UAPs. Fill me in.
It's the new age term. Instead of UFO, instead of just the unidentified flying object,
I
it's like
see.
what is it? It's a phenomenon.
Unidentified aerial projectile, I think it is, or something like that.
Oh.
They just renamed the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's
now.
the same
UFOs.
thing, but like
UFOs.
flying object sounds
Yeah.
too like, oh, it's some flying object. Like, we're not talking about frisbees. We're talking
Yeah,
about
not just any
alien
object.
life forms.
I
Okay,
felt like the
take it
government was
serious.
like going to tell us that they were real, and they wanted to be like able to call it something different. That way, they could be like, well, we said there weren't UFOs. We never said there weren't UAPs.
Oh yeah, they're just trying to.
Yeah.
Who
There's
knows what they're
conspiracy
covering
here.
up? Who the heck knows? It goes all the way to the top. Let me tell you.
All the way. That's a good answer. I was actually thinking about that because they're talking about how they're coming out of the ocean, And I was like, well, what kind of sea life is down there? We don't know what they are.
We don't even know.
They don't have
Yeah,
eyes.
that's the perfect place to go if they're aliens.
Right?
They can check out what's going on at the Titanic because they
That's
have
exactly right.
all kinds of technology that we have no idea about. That's where
So
I'd
true.
go if I was an alien.
Right? Yeah.
Just related to that, I have to ask, do you think that we live in a simulation?
Oh, that's always a fun
it
one.
feels like it sometimes. So I would not, if a portal opened and I saw the different universe me like thriving and getting it and we're all better off, I would be psyched.
Yep.
But I'd need evidence.
I feel like
And
everything
needs to rip open and like
all around, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, I can be talked into anything. I can be very gullible. Easily, if everyone else is going into it, thinking about the alternate universes, I'm into it.
So you're open.
Yeah, because I'm also just like so supportive. So it's like, I don't know. I think I'd be worried if my friend came up to me and started talking about believing in alternate universes heavily.
Yeah, like, but elaborate just a little bit. I'm curious.
Yeah, but on like
that's cool.
like a way that where it's like it's not actually meaningful to my life. Like, yeah, sure, I believe. It doesn't affect me either way.
Sure. No, that's fair. Well, I was just thinking about it too. This is interesting because, like, having a strong opinion on things. I was looking through your work again. It's not like I look through your work every day, but I'm so familiar with your work, and I was like, I wanted to see it as a whole. So I was like, again, going through all your work, which is incredible, and I don't feel like it needs any hyping up. It's just beautiful. If you get to see it, it's just, it's so positive too. I feel like you have a lot to say, and I feel like a lot of letterers take advantage of the fact that they can play around with words and in the letters and be able to really have some really cool, cool formats in which to say things. And what is it? I notice you like to talk. You have a lot of things you like to talk about. It seems like you do a lot of lettering for, a lot of positivity, a lot about nature, taking care of this planet. What is it at this point in your life? Are you like extra hyped about spreading the message about?
I mean, yeah. Nowadays, more than ever, in a lot of ways. Today, in fact, I started sketching out a Save Our Parks design because
I thought a lot about this.
Because I mean, it's devastating, and I'm so. I mean, who isn't impacted about the terrible stuff that's going on? But when I see it, it's going to infiltrate my mind, not being able to stop thinking about it. And then being like, I just want to share my message. I'm not necessarily out there persuading people. I've had some posts that are hot button topics that I take a side in. And a lot of the times I leave the comments on. And a lot of people say to me, like, I can't believe you're letting the comments. And if they're out of control, I'll delete them. But like,
sure,
I appreciate communication. And if I'm going to communicate a message, I want people to be able to show their support for it. Or, I'm not on there necessarily debating people because that can get exhausting.
It's like Bible bashing. It doesn't get anybody anywhere.
It's for real. It's just like I am throwing bricks at a brick wall. Is that the saying?
It works. It makes sense. If it's not a thing, you made one up.
Do you find you have so many books out and so many different products out? You're involved in so many different things. I know, like, for myself, like, I have a small business, like, not nearly to the scale or reach that yours is, but I think about things that I say, are they going to impact my business? How's it going to impact it? Am I on the wrong side of this and I don't understand it yet? There's been a couple of things over the years where I look back now and I'll be like, it turns out I really thought I was right about this, and it turns out I think I was wrong about it. Do you how do you feel about I don't know, talking about political things or environmental things or things like that as it relates to your like business interests? What's your philosophy on that?
Well, one, I never get too intense. I mean, I think on just looking at it, the most severe thing I have on my Instagram algorithm is F
Your feed there?
U C K Putin because he was bombing Ukraine relentlessly.
How dare you?
And I'm like, you know what? If people have a problem with that, I don't really care about working together. And
That's an
that's sort of
interesting
how I
thing. Yeah.
look at it. It's just
Yeah.
like if they're really going to take like I say like love and support people with flowers, flowers, flowers and rainbows or something. If they're gonna be like, oh, I don't know, eh, I'm pretty certain with my stance. Um, so I don't feel like anything that I would say be like I was totally wrong there. Like aliens
Yeah.
are real or whatever. Or just like, hey, there are alternate universes out there. Oops.
Yeah.
Nothing I say is really like that controversial to me. So
Yeah.
if it doesn't, then it's just something I just believe in putting out there.
I
It's
actually thought about.
fascinating how
Oh,
people
go
do
ahead.
stuff with that. Like there's a certain sticker company where someone that owned the sticker company said something about something, and like a lot of people, you guys
Like
probably
they
haven't
all.
heard about this, but a lot of people had really
Yeah.
strong
Who?
views on it, and I think it probably redefined their business in some ways. Like,
What
Yeah.
hot
I don't
sauce
know if it's in a
company?
good way or bad way, but like it's
Ew.
interesting because like there's certain things that I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's anxiety inducing to even imagine doing things like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
that was extreme.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yeah.
are you familiar with this?
Yeah, I thought you
So
were. Wait,
shocking.
remember
You
when I
can't ever
said
tell.
gullible? Are you being sarcastic?
I am sorry. I have very dry sarcasm, but yeah, I
Okay,
was. I figured. I mean, I figured that most people knew, but maybe
so
they
I'm
didn't.
just like, oh no, and then I'm just like too
Oh.
kind to correct you, like,
Oh,
it
shoot.
kind of went like viral. Maybe you don't go
Yeah.
on
Were
threads.
you
It
living
was
under a
viral
rock?
in my mind. Like I don't read a lot of like news things about design, so like I didn't see like things pop up about it, but it went
It was
viral
all
in my
over.
mind. Like I was
That
talking
one,
about it to everybody.
yeah. I mean, I don't have any design friend, or I don't have that many designy friends like here. So I'm just
Mhm.
like, I turn to my friend like who is in a we share a studio. And I'm just like, you wouldn't believe this sticker company. And she's just like, wow. Oh, actually, I did bring it up to my husband and he saw it. But
Oh,
he's like,
really?
yeah, he does he's in like journalism a little bit, so he's always on the keeps his eyes on the news.
Hmm.
So he did say it, and I was just like, "What? Oh my God, this was so insane! What an insane person! I wonder how their business is doing." But like,
That's always how I feel. Like I get worried as like an artist. Like if I were to answer that question, I maybe this is something that you can relate to as well, Mary Kate. Like your stuff is so bright, positive, fun, and I feel like I have a persona, and so like a brand persona, and I when I have like my kids show, the Brave Kids Heart Club stuff, and so I'm always worried about how I'm going to be seen in other situations, like outside of that show or outside of Brave the Woods, or even as Brave the Woods, like how if I say stuff, I guess I always wonder, like as like creatives, like where that line is, where I'm like all of a sudden getting too far down the line, too controversial, and it's going to hurt my business, or am I not saying enough? Because I do support like conservation efforts for like the parks and for the globe. You know, I feel like nature is like the core of all the stuff that I'm interested in and that I do. And so like when things like national parks are taking a hit recently, I'm like, how much do I say without feeling like it's political, or when it is political? I don't know. I guess I'm just not as confident
yeah.
as a lot of other creatives in that regard.
Well, one, I don't think I personally don't judge anyone for not posting when there is like debates like this going on. I'm not like, why aren't you showing up? Because if that is what it is, like sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, this is such a futile effort just to like post like this
Sure.
isn't changing anything in the temperature. So one, it's not necessary. I mean, I don't think you should have to feel pressure. And if it's something that
That's
you
what I
want
feel.
to show, I mean, there is something that I wouldn't let the pressure get to you. Because the people who are like, oh, people are quiet, it's just like, it's already a lot to take on reading the news. To take it
Yeah.
and like, and then you might feel compelled to write a response in the comments and elaborate. And I usually
Sure.
try to do that to a degree. And sometimes I'm just like, uh, yeah, and I'll do a little, research and find facts. Or sometimes I'll just be like, heart
Sure.
nature. I mean, no one would be like, if
Yeah.
you posted a beautiful illustration, naturey, that's like a heart, one, people would understand why you're posting it. Timing can also just help. And
Yeah,
Hmm.
good point.
I don't think
That's
it's
true.
political to say that you love nature. I also don't think it's political
That's a
to
good
say
call.
that you love the national parks. They're
Yeah, it's
huge.
true.
They're the. I mean, it's what makes our country what it is. Our parks,
That
because they're
natural beauty.
so. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah,
That's a good point, though, because I do feel pressured sometimes. Like I think
I
that's
get
always
it.
like I would need to say something. I've actually taken a different approach where it's like with Brave Kids Art Club. I'm like, that's my way of getting my voice in with like the younger generation
Yeah,
type of thing. I'm like, I'm
yeah,
just
and
gonna teach them to respect nature, and that's how I say it.
I think that is also just as important. I mean, like I said, it's just like blasting off a little picture. Sorry, I don't mean to denigrate what we do. I'm just saying, like, being like
Sure.
post isn't doing important work. It
Yeah.
is the volunteering or the donating or actually working one on one with kids to talk about nature, what's going on, and yeah. So
Something that actually influences.
yeah. Hmm.
That's a great point.
Well, and there's a weird line too of like most people that I think either subscribe to a newsletter or follow someone. You represent yourself as having certain goals or things you're kind of maybe not directly but indirectly promising. You're here for lettering, or for me, you're here for art supplies and things like that. And that there's kind of this expectation that you're going to stick to that. And sometimes I've had people even where all of a sudden they start talking about something. I'm like, whoa, I did
It's
not
not
sign
what I
up for your hot
subscribe to.
takes on this or that. Like, can we just talk about, I don't know, Marvel comic collecting here? I didn't know that. I was not signing up.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's like I have like a pretty decent like just 5 things that I post on Instagram. And it will be like some kind of message that's going on either politically or local, like vote. I do that one, that every
Hmm.
year important. W WIP, work in progress sort of thing, or like a little illustrator, like something rough and loose, the client stuff, a supportive, fun message thing, or a cute nonsense illustration like a dancing duck set to music. And it's like, I think people are come to my Instagram for all those things. So I think it's like peppering in like, um, it's a potpourri of mostly
Yeah.
positivity.
Do you schedule that out? Like, okay, now I've already done like a quote here. I just didn't know how organized you were with your
Oh,
your grid.
no, not super organized. I mean, I do think about it. Lately, I've been thinking less about it because, like, one, they just changed the
Oh, it's
ratio
yeah, it's taller.
from like, so I'm like, whoa, like, this is totally like, I have like a default, square.
Mm-hmm.
I just go to that when I just want to make something. I default to the square now, and I'm just like, it's so funny because it's not a layout I really like working in. So I'm not excited, but now I'm like, well, everything looks weird and like zoomed in slightly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they're not gonna give a toot to like what our pages look like, then I'm gonna post 2 of the same things in a row, and I'm gonna post two illustrations in a row and like not have lettering mixed in. Because I used to be more, like it needs to have that rhythm of like almost
Sure.
those 5 different things in that
You
pattern.
alternate 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then they evolve too, like, of course, in the beginning, they're showing everything that you make because they want everyone to get reach and get invested in the game. And then they start restricting it as they want you to buy ads, which means that everyone's beautiful grids and how much people see it starts to disappear as they want you to pay to play, essentially.
Exactly. It's a whole different place there on Instagram than it used to be.
It is.
Yeah.
I really want to. I'm going to flip to something that we have as a question for you that I'm so curious about. So, if we were to go back to teenage Mary Kate, what were you like? What were you like? Did you think you'd be doing this? Did you think you'd be in Vermont? What were you into?
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's really funny because I was in my basement looking for a book, and I got distracted as I do, and I found a tub of like the old things, and I have these boxes of pictures. So I was recently looking at me in high school, pictures of me and my friends in high school, and so it feels fresh in my memory again. Thinking of, yeah, I feel like I have always been drawn to art, like since I was a kid, like most of us, but I never knew exactly what. I was never specific. Like I remember in fourth grade. Well, let's just skip back to my earliest art memories. Having a Earth Day drawing contest, and I did this bird's eye view of a forest with all the forest animals and flying squirrels. There were a lot of flying squirrels. I think I probably like just learned what they were, so I wanted them incorporated. And it was, and I got second place because Brittany did a drawing of a bunny. And honestly,
It had
now,
to be Brittany.
of course it was Brittany. She did a drawing. It was on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and the bunny filled like the whole space. And at the time, I remember thinking like, "Where's the composition? Where's the interest?" Like, I'm just seeing like, look at all my detail. Look at the bark. Look at the texture. And like, look at the ripples around the rocks and the fish and how it's different. And just like, but now I'm like, the bunny, I think I would probably like hang that up in my house today.
No.
Because it was so.
There was a contest at some point. Maybe one of you can reference where this is from for me. There was a contest for grown-ups where you were like drawing something. It was some animal, and whatever one won was going to become the company's mascot or something like that, or something to that effect. Someone draws this very elaborate something, rabbit or something, and then someone else, it looked like they must have spent over 100 hours on this thing. And then someone else just drew the most Reddit meme looking thing that they probably did after a couple beers and then just sent in, and it like won.
Yes.
Was it ironic? Like, were people voting for it, or because they're just like, this is hilarious? Or was it an actual, like, the company picked it?
I think it was by votes, and like
it had to have been public vote. Yeah.
It had to have been
votes,
public.
yeah.
Because I actually saw something exactly like that happened that went viral on like Facebook or Instagram or something, and it was a drawing a dog contest. And the one was like a German Shepherd with roses around it, like really, really detailed, like fur. And then the other one was like the shape of a dog with a smiley face in like the middle of the stomach. Hilarious drawing. And it won by like a lot. And the people like, a dog adoption daisy flowers Facebook account was like, please note that the winner was based on a Facebook post or poll, so just keep
Just
that
a
in
little
mind.
disclaimer.
Because it's like, a drawing contest, huh?
Oh man,
You
It's
cannot.
like,
that's a dangerous
you can't trust
game.
the internet
like
for that kind of
what
thing.
is
Like,
high
you really
art?
have to play this like the long game out. How could this
Yeah,
end?
Yeah,
just
I
like,
feel like some people are oblivious to
mhm.
that.
You lost to Brittany.
Oh, so I lost to
Yeah.
Brittany, and that the next year, entering middle school, I remember my art teacher was like, "Oh, you're really good at shading," and I'm like,
Mm.
"Yes, yes, I am." But inside, I was like, "Oh my
Naturally.
God." And one of my drawings, it was there's a term for this way of pattern, but maybe if I try and explain it, you guys will know what it is. But it's basically taking a shape, replicating it, like, and then cutting out the shape. I have zero idea how to explain this. I barely
like
know
how
how
you're
to
doing
do
it,
it
though.
myself.
I was
But
trying to get a picture.
just know that
I'm
there's
trying. I'm
like,
trying.
if you take like an organic shape and you kind of retrace the sides to where it would make a repeating pattern.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to do. So we did that, and I did mine in this really cool KEWL. Remember, this is 1996. And did this like really intense orange gradient. And for some reason, they chose it to hang in the lobby of our school.
Whoa.
And I have no idea where it is now, because that middle school was like, it's now like half of a sixth grade class when it used to be like all of the high school when I was going there. So no idea what happened to it, but so I was chosen, and just getting any of those encouragements, because I wasn't a great student in any other of my classes.
Really? That's
Yeah.
surprising.
What was that? Just lack of interest, or was it? Were you bored? I felt a little bored sometimes.
I just distracted. I think like, had I been a kid nowadays, I probably, like, I've discovered that I have ADHD, and I don't know how much that would have affected me and my learning, but it makes sense to me
Yeah.
that I didn't do great in school, but I also didn't care, and my mom didn't seem to care. It's like I did good enough, and in like high school, I got pretty good grades and stuff. So, but yeah, weirdly, elementary school was like, I don't like being here. What is this about? But art class was always my favorite. Yeah. So, and then in high school, teenage me
Yes.
was like taking any like, I feel like my high school memories is just in the art class.
Mm-hmm.
A1 is what we called it. We were the A1 studio because that was the number on the door.
That
And
sounds like the best.
The number
it
one.
was so much fun. Yeah, we were like, we had t-shirts, we played fun games, and I somehow was able to spend a lot of time there. And it just getting encouragement, but like just really trying to figure out what I wanted to draw and like how I wanted to draw. I just remember like trying out so many different styles and trying to like have style, because I mean, I was a teenage art artist kind of. I had a lot of sketches of my shoes,
Oh,
it
yeah.
like the lamest still lifes you could possibly imagine.
What were you listening to? I'm trying to picture the whole thing. Like, what were you like? Preppy, or were you a goth? Were you listening to
I
Marilyn
was,
Manson? Were
yes,
you?
okay.
Great question.
I was skater. I was definitely very skater. Did not skateboard. But
A lot of
my
those,
friends
a lot of those.
were, yeah, exactly. But like I could, stand on one, like when we're hanging out, just like stand on one, like I don't even feel like riding this. I'm just like poser. Ugh, what a nightmare. Um, and what was I listening to? In high school, I was kind of all over the place. It was like Radiohead and the Beatles and
Mhm.
like Pink Floyd and then
Okay, so
the
classic.
Descendants, Minor Threat, Fugazi, uh,
Okay.
and like then I was getting into like some hardcore music. I mean, it's like my boyfriend was into hardcore music. I was more into the punk kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I went to a lot of punk shows in high school, ending up at like I remember driving to one somewhere in New Jersey and we just show up and it's this like small cinder block building, like in the middle of a giant parking lot. And it's upstairs and it's just like this tiny room and I got a bloody nose there because someone
Shit.
kicked me in the face.
Oh my
And so,
gosh.
So
yeah,
punk
it's
rock.
so punk rock. I mean, I was not looking forward to the bruise, but I was like, oh, cool. Like everyone's gonna ask me what I was up to this week. I'll be like, I was at a punk show, got a bloody nose.
Skated on over there, did a few
So
kickflips on the
yeah,
way.
I did an ollie, you know. No, it
You
was
know,
not that big of a poser,
That's funny.
but yeah, it was kind of all over the place and just like from uh all through high school, just really interested in art. But if you asked me what I wanted to be, I wouldn't have an answer. I was just like, I don't know. So when it came time to choose colleges, I was actually just kind of applying to any colleges around Pennsylvania. I had to stay in state
Mm,
uh, because my mom, I don't even know why. Maybe I couldn't, but she's just like, if you go to another state, it's going to be so crazy expensive. So I
yeah.
had to go to state schools. So I was looking at like Pittsburgh and Kutztown and a bunch of colleges that had nothing really to do with art. And I was just like, and then they have an art program. And I don't know why I wasn't like I'm not allowed to like go to a actual art school. Like I'm not trained. I don't have
Yeah. They don't let me in.
I don't even like exactly. So
Yeah.
I applied and I got into East Stroudsburg and that's in the Poconos in Pennsylvania. So my thinking was just like, I don't even need to like care about college. I'll just go ski all winter and just no. So silly.
That's
That's
And
not,
so I actually was just I forget what it was that but I was just like one day I'm like I absolutely can't go. I'm not going to East Stroudsburg. I will hate it there. It'll just be like more high school. And I did tour Tyler School of Art, which is Temple University's art program, art school.
oh, nice.
And I toured it and I was like, I mean, it was in a really bad neighborhood. Also next to like a really cute neighborhood, but like it technically wasn't even in Philly. It was in Elkins Park. And I was not blown away by the campus. It was falling apart. Like the buildings were like nothing interesting. Some of these other colleges, you know, they put money into them, believe it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And
Weird.
Tyler was just like dingy but I don't know, something was just like what am I going to major in? Economics? Absolutely. I
Yeah.
have no idea. So, I ended up at Tyler and just fell in love with it. And speaking of those photos that I just found the other day, there was some from college years too. Actual photos, you know,
Whoa.
back in the
Way back.
day. Yep.
so
And
did you, I, I went to an art school for high school, the first art magnet school, and I'm in Washington State,
Ah.
and
Oh,
which was
cool.
amazing. You would have loved. I think you would have loved it. It had definitely the kind of like vibe you're talking about that you were into. But I thought, oh well, this is going. I was into music and I played guitar. I was like, well, this is going to be easy. I remember when I graduated, John Mayer had just gotten big. I was like,
Mhm.
well, this is going to be easy. I'm just going to be like, I got accepted to go to Berklee College of Music. And I was like, this is going to be easy. I'm going to go there just like him, and then I'm going to be John Mayer. And by
Clearly.
the time I'm 24, I'm going to have a
I
ton of
love the
money.
confidence.
I mean, this is at like 18, 19 years old, right?
Hmm.
And then reality hit me like just like someone punching me directly in the face. And I realized that I was not that talented, that life doesn't work like that. And then I was like, man, it would be so cool if someday I own a condo and it's like mine and I don't rent it. Like that would be amazing. And then like it kind of like got better, right? And then like
Yeah.
and I found my way. Like, did you did you have like that vibe in high school and then you went into college and you kind of because you seem to me very organized, very good at executing. Did you feel like I know I'm going to succeed at whatever I do? I don't know what it is, but I know I'll kill it. I feel like some people are
Wow.
like, or were you like me, where you were like, it would be cool to own a townhome at some point? That would be neat.
I feel
Yeah.
like, I mean, I have always wanted to own like 5 houses. I mean, when you would play those kind of games about like what kind of house, I'm like, well, because I can't choose one. Like, obviously, I'm going to live in the city, going to have the house in the mountains, going to have my lake house, going to have my house on the beach.
I play this game all the
I'm
time.
missing one. Yeah. And oh, yeah, like what city would you go to for that?
Yeah,
Oh, and then like a house abroad, a house in
of
Europe, the
course,
south of
of
France.
course. Hmm.
Um, so I think, but like realistic goals, absolutely had zero. I love that I give you the impression that I'm a very organized person because I'm kind of not. It's always in a state
Well,
of like chaos that I build into organization, and then the rotation it just kind of goes into something like that.
You're not, you don't
that
consider
doesn't happen.
yourself a really organized person.
Well,
You do that for other people though. Like I'm looking at like all the stuff you put out. It feels like you having this attempt to organize everybody else's
yeah.
lives. Is that just like the person that's like the landscaper who goes out and landscapes all day and they come home and their house or their yard just looks like terrible because they're like, I don't want to do my own. I do everybody else's. Do you
I
feel
mean,
that
in a
way?
way, I mean, it's hard to explain because it's like, yeah, like I like setting things up to look good, and uh, I do like I have an aesthetic, I guess, that I try and maintain to be clean and organized, but I also go into tornado project modes that kind of end up taking everything apart, and then there's a wake of half finished projects and tools and random things that need to be put away that will just sit there for months. And then something will need to happen, a deadline that
Of course.
I am like, this is the house is going to look like a whole new house, ready for anyone to come in and just try and find something out of place, except the disaster room, because that door is shut.
Is
And you're
that
not
that's our
allowed to go in the
bedroom in
disaster
our
room.
house. Our disaster room is
Oh
our
yeah.
bedroom because it's everything just throws in there when we have company over. We just
Yeah.
shut that door.
It
Hey, what
feels
is
it's just like
disaster?
yeah, because there's a floating thing of like unorganized. I don't know what to do with this. I'm just gonna go in here for now. I'll know what to
What
do
room
with
is
it
that for
later.
you? Do you have like a
Right
spare room, a
now,
closet, or is it what is it?
well, I live in an old farmhouse, so there's kind of a lot of little rooms. So
Mm.
because I
Oh, they
have a
did that.
dressing room, just to I don't want to alarm
Oh, you
anyone.
fancy.
Yeah, I'm fancy. I have a room, but
Oh,
like
I
it
didn't
would
know.
be. I don't think I, I have to have a place where my clothes are all over the place. I can't have an orderly closet. I have a dressing room and I still can't I'm working on it. Okay. I swear I'm working on it. Anyway, But
That's funny.
so it's my dressing room, and downstairs it's my what I used to use as my office, but I moved to this building in town. So now it's where everything goes. But over for New Year's we hosted a party, and I transformed that room. I said junk be gone, and it became the photo booth room. So I did like
Oh,
a
cool.
canvas backdrop and like velvet curtains, and I have the balloons, like those big giant numbers. I
Yeah.
got those balloons and a bunch of other balloons, and they're just still all sitting in the room, just slowly letting the air out.
Yes.
And sometimes I have to like put something in that room that I don't know what to do with. Like there's a bag of Christmas lights that are also still need to be put away. So it's my catch up
this, Rob.
season. I'm getting it ready. So, but yeah, I go into the photo booth room, which is what it's called now, and I'm just like, oh, balloons. You only knew how apt this is. He's slowly dying
I'm
Oh
so
my
with you on
God.
that.
before
We
the end
had
of February.
we did a Harry Potter birthday for my daughter, and I hung a bazillion of
My
these
daughter
little
was
floating
there.
candle lights. And so the birthday ends,
Oh
but I'm
yeah.
like, that took so long to put those candle lights up. Brad's even been to the house, and they were
Oh
still
yeah,
there
it
like
looked
many
awesome.
times. Then I
Yeah,
was
it
like,
looked awesome.
Christmas came around. I was like, this kind of has a Christmas vibe to it.
They did Christmas in Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
Oh, floating candles? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Christmas
I love
passed, and I was
that.
like, this has a Valentine's romance vibe to it.
Yeah, romantic candles floating.
Take it.
St.
It has
Patrick's
a
Day.
very St. Patrick's Day vibe to it. I can see St. Patty getting into
Yeah, I was thinking, once we get to Easter, I'm sure we could find a way to work that
this.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it does it relieves me that you don't consider yourself super organized, because you seem like you get so much done, and it gives
Yeah.
me hope, I think.
Yeah, with like
So thank
Yeah.
teaching
you.
and books and all that. Yeah, it feels like there's
I
so much
mean,
that you are organized with.
it's like it's the tornado that when it's like I have all this energy that I pour into a new project, like to whatever it is, whether it's client project, like recently it was the Vanished book that I did. I guess we'll
Yeah.
chit chat about that,
It
and
looks
then
so
it'll
cool.
be
It looks great. The
thanks.
cover looks awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And like this past spring, it was making a pond and like doing a fountain and trying to figure out like moving rocks around to have it filter water, and trying to invite a bunch of frogs there, and I got like a lot of frogs, and so it was like I was obsessed with that for a while, and had a garden next to it as well, and then I move on to something else. So I think it's like and even with uh work, like if I'm not busy with anything at the moment, depending on my mood, I'll either be like, okay, I am weirdly tired, or I don't have energy, or I don't have ideas. I'm gonna kind of sit today out and either veg, or maybe if I just like start cleaning, then that'll get me going on maybe house stuff, and I'll take care of something here. Or maybe I'll just sit down with my iPad and start drawing, and then it's just like, oh, cool, like I'll just do this drawing. I had this idea for a while, because I'll
That's so
have a bunch
healthy.
of like health. I mean,
It is mentally healthy.
I need to. I do kind of need to have my mind focused on something at all times in a way. Like right now, I rejoined the gym, and they have a sauna there, and so I'm like spending way more time at the gym than just working out, because then I'll do the
Yeah.
sauna and pair the sauna with like cold shower sauna,
Uh-huh.
and that whole thing. So I feel like I'm really focused on that right now.
You mentioned you have a farmhouse. You're in
So-
Vermont. I'm
Yes.
guessing you have a little bit of land.
Yeah.
Have you
Sounds
gotten into the
awesome.
sauna thing enough where you considered maybe building one? Like, you can get those
We
ones out for a little
talk
bit.
about it all the time, and I think it's definitely something we'll do eventually. Like for one, okay, so Vermont, it's such a wild place to live, and I have about 5 acres, and we're surrounded by a lot of other Vermont protected land. So it feels I mean, I live around a lot of farmland, but it's great. It's beautiful. And so I have 2 barns. I have one barn that's original to the house. So that one we've been slowly working on. I mean, we don't know exactly when our house was built, but like 1860, 1870s,
Old,
something like
old.
that. Pretty old.
Wow.
And we had this guy come out to work on our barn who we got like the way we've made so many connections in Vermont and like establishing our home here is absolutely wild. So
Really?
we got a barn guy through a guy that John knows from the gym who delivers our firewood. Anyway, um, he did his barn 10 years ago. So this guy comes over and he starts like kind of like going like this and pointing things out. And he's like, okay, so I can't even, I wish I had one of the things he said because he's like a barn whisperer. Like he knew what the barn was exactly used for and how it was built and like the dimensions before even breaking out a measuring tape. And
Wow.
he he fixed up the foundation because it was really falling apart and needed a whole new foundation and new floor. So it's in that stage. But yeah, putting a sauna in there and a studio
Wow.
upstairs because it has like a huge
That's what I
like
was gonna ask. What are you
upstairs.
using it for?
That would be
Right
so
now,
cool.
it's set up. We have it like cleaned out, and I have it set up like this is probably why everyone thinks I'm organized because I kind of do need everything around me to be like kind of like cute and look good. So I have a disco ball in the barn for one, and I
Yes.
have like a dining table set up, and the wood
In the barn?
pile is in the barn. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so much like
Man.
an amazing movie to me. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, it sounds like a
Eh,
party.
It is a party. So we have hosted 2 shows at our barn. My husband's a musician, and we've had friends from Vermont, we've only had 2 shows, but the plan is to host more shows, and that it was so much fun because it's like,
That sounds amazing.
yeah, the last one in September was really great, but we had one December 1st, last year, and it was a little freezing cold. And someone was like, I've never played the guitar with this freezing of fingers. I felt really bad
Frozen
because
fingers.
we had like heat. Yeah, like they're bundled up in jackets. They're just like, yeah, I've never played the guitar in a winter jacket.
It's
Get
like
like the
busking
hobo
almost.
gloves. The hobo gloves
Yes,
without the
exactly.
fingers.
Yes, fingerless gloves just to hang on. I'm just like, I'm sorry,
That
but it
seems
looked
like a
great.
whole vibe. I'm just imagining it now. That actually makes me think of my buddy. I don't know if you know JP Boneyard. He's the National Parks, the
Oh
59 Parks
yeah,
Project.
yeah. Yes.
So he grew up in Massachusetts, and he had like this shed in the backyard, and he was just he was the only child, and his mom, it was a single mom, and so she'd always be working, and so he started like bringing on all of these like bands to play in the shed in their backyard, and he said they got like
So
hundreds
cool.
of people at one point, and he's like, it was insane. It was just in this little backyard with the shed, and I was
I
like,
love that.
what a cool thing like to do, and that's awesome. I do with the little barn. Do you have a name for it now, like the location or wherever the venue?
Yes. So I have a home account that I was planning on posting more in progress renovations, but because I'm unorganized, I'm like I don't think to take before pictures. I'm so bad at doing that.
Oh, I hate that part the most. I
Yeah,
always
and some
forget.
people are so good at documenting the whole thing, and I respect that, but I'll show you like
Mhm.
the right before it's done and the done.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Or
not
like
confident enough.
I'm also, yeah, I mean, most of my projects are never actually still done because I'm just like I need to wait until I'm inspired to work on this again.
Do you get to the
Um,
point at the end? Oh, sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
oh no, go ahead.
I was just thinking this is my problem, and I feel I have ADD, but I'm not going to put myself in a bucket. But I share a lot of the same thing that people talk about. They're like, yeah, this is my experience. I'm like, that's definitely my experience. But one of those things is when I'm doing DIY stuff, like home renovations, I'll get the whole, like we did a laundry room in our last house, converted this little hallway closet, laundry room, opened it all up into one massive like mud room.
Mm.
And it was such an undertaking. It was like the biggest thing I'd ever done in terms of like home renovations. And I just remember, God, everything we like put in cabinetry, we put in new lights, repainted, I tiled the floor, everything. And then for like 2 years after that, maybe 3, there was no trim, no baseboard trim.
Oh yeah.
So you just saw like a big gap there where the tile, and there's like nothingness underneath the wall.
Mhm.
And it drove my wife crazy. And I just, for some reason, like in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm done with that project. And I can finish that at any point I want to. And 3 years later, I was like, I don't want to, no, I got something else I'm working on. And I never, ever did that until we moved. And then I did
Yes.
it for somebody else. And she's like, it took 10 minutes. It could have been done so many years ago. But yeah,
But it
that's
didn't
how I
matter
am.
because you just didn't see it. Yeah, I'm the same way. I think there's like a term for it, like object permanence or something, where it's just like
Babies.
things will disappear. Yeah,
Is
kind
that
of
what
like where it's
they
just
use
like
for babies?
that's right. Maybe I was thinking I thought there
Is
was
that
like a
where,
term
you
for
hold the
like,
ball, then you disappear.
and then
It's
it's
never
just
coming
like, where
back.
is it? But it's basically like if I choose not to see it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I forgot. I
Yeah.
don't think it's object permanence, but I know
No,
what you're
I don't
talking
think
about.
it is, but
You
yeah.
you are literally blind to it almost, like where you
Mhm.
just it
Oh,
doesn't
right.
even go.
Yeah, you
What's that
adapt to
called?
your environment. It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I do that a
I
Like
could
lot.
sometimes someone will
that
come to my house and I'm not thinking, and then like I forget that it's kind of messy, and that we haven't
Yeah.
straightened it up, and then like
I could testify to this.
yeah, and then all of a sudden you look around, you're
Just
like,
kidding.
oh wait a second, I forgot.
Yeah.
It's messy here.
yeah. I mean,
So-
yeah, surprise visitors, not so much, but give me 10 minutes, this house is sparkling. So,
Yes.
anyway, my home account is called Sugar My Woods. And the reason it's called Sugar My Woods is because, okay, so when we moved into the house, we got like the most wonderful Vermont welcoming. I mean, like coming up to see the house, I see a cat that's hanging out, and I'm like, sweetheart, it comes with a cat. My husband, not so excited about it, but I was into it.
Sure.
Boots did kind of become a bit of a nightmare, but he's an indoor cat now, not mine. Now he lives with
Just-
me.
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
just adopted him.
And then a neighbor came with like warm, fresh baked bread. Just like, welcome,
that's the
neighbor. And we're
best.
like, what? I'm getting welcomed with like fresh baked bread. And then another was a note that was left that said, I sugar your woods. Call me. And we're like,
Whoa.
what?
That sounds a little
So
suspicious.
sugaring is how you collect the sugar for maple syrup. So in the back of our property,
that
we
makes
have
sense.
like a lot of woods. Some of it is our property. The other is in the Vermont Land Trust. So he has to ask permission to run taps. So we call, and I think we were just like bombarded with so much super Vermonty. I mean, we were coming from Philly, and like it's just a totally different vibe. So
Imagine.
we called the home account Sugar My Wood. So the barn, when we have a show, do I have thought I might have had a flyer around here. We call the barn Sugar My Woods.
Oh, that's awesome. So wait,
Yeah.
when I'm still going back to the when you first got that note, did you have to look that up, or were you just like, what are they saying about my woods? Like,
I
I'd be
knew
so
what they
confused.
meant. Yeah.
oh, okay.
So I was just like, because you could see the taps too. When we bought the house, it was in the winter. So when we moved in, it was like, I'm like, okay, these blue lines, I understood what they were. And so, yeah, so we said yes, we called him up, and now he stores his sugar tubs in our barn, and he's a really nice guy. And for our wedding, we had our wedding in our backyard. in
awesome.
2022. And for our wedding gifts, we bottled our maple syrup. And do I have maple
Oh,
syrup?
your
No.
own maple syrup.
I
That's
think
so
I
Yeah.
saw
cool.
that artwork
So we
quick.
bottled maple syrup, and I made a label that said "Sugar My Woods."
Oh, that's so
Yes.
cool.
I'm looking at
It-
yes, I'm
I
looking
want
at
to
it
look.
right
I want to
now.
look
It's
it up now
so
too.
amazing.
Yeah, I have it on my Instagram. Yeah, and
That's
yeah,
so
it
cool.
went kind of with the wedding invitation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Wow. So
fun.
what?
But I didn't do the really small one. I did like a substantial, like the 8 ounce, I think. And a lot of people
Yeah.
weren't able to take them with because they flew in.
Oh,
Oh
that would.
But
no.
I
Drink.
I know, and I was just like, you can't sneak anything by those people, can you?
No, you
I
cannot. We've
you
tried.
really can't. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I think I actually got most of them back, like visiting them in person another time. Hopefully.
Well, I'm about to say. I'm looking at the. I shouldn't have done this. I opened up the Instagram, the Sugar My Woods, and it's so awesome. Seeing everything that you were just describing is really cool.
Mm.
But I'll leave
Thanks.
that for another.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Uh,
do. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, so since we're on Vermont, and you asked earlier what brought me here, and we were talking about my teenage self. My first fake ID, you could get like, you could
Let me
have
say
it
my
say,
first. Like I.
well, my second was just my sister's
Oh, okay.
old
Oh,
ID.
okay.
So not fake, but
Not yours.
fraud. It was my fraud ID. But my fake one, you could choose what address you wanted to live in. And I chose Burlington, Vermont as,
That's
and
funny.
I put it out there that one day I would live in Vermont because it was never really even in my thinking to move here. I was always very like city, like you got to live in a city. But yeah,
Wow, that's really wild.
I wish I still had that ID. It probably got
That's
destroyed,
perfect.
rightfully. God.
It's taken
I would-
away and destroyed.
Fake IDs were hard. Like I had such a hard time. I remember at one point having one and realizing that I still had to go in and then play the role of being of age.
Mhm.
And I
Right.
was horrible at it. And
Yeah.
I was just like, they looked at me and like they could just see on my face that I was just a liar and that like I was not that age. And they
Yeah.
just like so many times just be like, no. And it wasn't because of the ID, it was just because I was just so guilty.
Oh yeah.
Super suspicious.
I guess I played it off good enough. I don't know how. I probably looked 15, or if not younger. It's funny. My husband told me a story once that when he got into a bar underage and he was trying to like be like, oh, they probably use lingo for everything. And so he went to the bartender, was just like, I'll take a rock, meaning Rolling Rock. And the guy was like, what? Rolling Rock, please.
Rolling Rock. Little crack voice.
I'll take a rock.
Like the reverse of the hello, fellow kid.
Yeah.
You're like, hello, fellow adults. I'll take a
Yeah.
rock. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll take a rock.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, oh my
Oh, it
God.
cracks
I
me up.
wish there was like video of me trying to order, I mean, who knows? I'm like, I'll have a cosmopolitan. Like, what do I know? Because what the hell do I know from watching Sex and the City?
Yeah, whatever you. Oh my gosh. I don't have the experience of doing that. I was like in an ultra conservative religious home. So like, and I was like I don't deviate from the rules type of kid.
Right.
And so I never had that experience. But when I did, which is odd, when I was on a mission for my church, I was in the Philippines for 2 years. And and as I was there, I wanted a driver's license. I didn't even want to use a driver. Like I didn't want to drive there because it looked like chaos. And
Yeah.
so, and we were asked to just kind of use public transportation and walk everywhere just for safety and stuff. So I was like, but I really want one as like a souvenir. So I found this guy who knows a guy, and no joke, we're in the middle of the city, and he had me go up these like. I met with him, and he was like had a certain color hat on, and I was like, I think this is the guy. And he kind of was like, he was in like this little alleyway, and he's like, come here, come here, come here. And I was like, oh gosh, like everyone knew who I was because I was a big white guy. And so I was like, okay. So I went and followed this guy like an idiot. I was 19. Followed him up the stairs. It was it was really dim. Went into this room, and he just had like this little like clothing rack full of just coats. None of them fit me because I'm huge, right? And then he has like the whole setup like with the backdrop.
Yeah.
And so he had me put on the clothes. Like he's like, you need to wear like a nice jacket. And it was so hot there, I didn't have a jacket. And so he's like, you got to put this on and make it look like official. So I put the one that was the biggest they had, and it was like to here, it was like just like a quarter-length sleeve, but you couldn't see my arms, so it was okay. But I just remember being up there being like, I don't think this is right. I feel like this is a little off. This is a little off. And I was like, and he kept telling me how to like pose, and I was like posing. And then I just remember like leaving, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I'm still alive. Like
I survived.
I was like, oh, my wallet's still here. Like I got mugged so many times during my time there that I just assumed this is going to happen again. But when I left, and he's like, okay, come back here in like 5 days and I'll have it for you in a brown bag next to this, like whatever, it's like a trash can. Sure enough, I walked by, and I had like, I gave him money in advance, and I came back and I had this little trash bag, and I had my little ID, and I still have it. And it's somewhere back here.
Oh, I love that you still have it. Oh my God. Okay, wait. How does every single step of that get sketchier and sketchier? You're like,
my God.
Oh, leave it in a brown bag next to a trash can in this cave.
Yeah.
And like it turned out and transaction successful. Unless you got really ripped off.
That's probably true. But to me, like the money was like, it wasn't very much.
Oh, okay.
Me,
so not
but for them, I'm sure it was a lot, and I got ripped off in that way.
Okay. Well, sounds like an even transaction. Like the
That's
sketchiest
exactly
thing.
Right.
Yeah. In an alternate
sketchy.
universe, you got mugged.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
And there were so many other instances where I did get like, I got held at gunpoint, at knife point, and it was but it wasn't in the same situations. It wasn't in like a super dicey situation. It was like right on the street. Whereas I put myself in this really terrible position, and I was okay.
And everything. That is really hilarious. That's not hilarious.
Naive.
You were held at gunpoint. That's terrifying.
Yeah. Lots of wild stories. But anyway, yeah. No, enough about me. It was just funny when you guys were talking about that. I was like, that's the only way I can relate to this is that story.
That is, you got yourself into mild trouble, but on the outside, extreme.
That's exactly right. Well, so you doing a lot? So you said you do a lot of home renovations. Like now that you have this old home, I can relate in the sense that we just bought a 1950s home, and there's a lot of projects. Now, is that something that you did a lot of DIY stuff before, or is this what you're getting into now that you've moved into an old home?
No, I've been doing it for a long time. I mean, I think about going way back, like my bedroom growing up, I always was redecorating it and moving my furniture and painting. And so I feel like I've always had that need to have my space set up in a way that delights me. And even renting all of my apartments, like if there was like a countertop I didn't like, I would change it out. I've changed out bathroom vanities, and because it's just fun to transform a space. Yeah. My favorite thing is to like set up something new or a new project, and then wake up the next morning. It's like Christmas, seeing the new thing that you did. And that's cool. Like also what drives me to like finish a project or finish it enough for it to look good in photos. And but for like real renovation, I bought my first house in Philly in 2015, and that was completely renovated top to bottom. And wow. It was like, I had friends that were like, it seems like a perfectly fine house. And I mean, in a lot of ways it wasn't, because you take up stuff that was there in the 90s, it like looks fine, but it's like hiding some whack mold under it or something.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what turned out there in a lot of situations. But like putting in, uh, finding old barn wood from Lancaster and getting that flooring put in, and going to architectural salvage places and finding old doors or old hardware and incorporating that in the house. And um, just kind of, I think I'm really interested in history and stuff. And so especially historic homes. I love touring historic homes so much. And I really like trying. So my house in Philly, that was built in 1920. So it was a little row
Oh,
home.
still.
Yeah. And uh, a little brick row home. And yeah, we did a lot of like new windows, all that stuff. And I think the transformation was what kind of made me continue going with it. And I bought another building in Philly that I only owned briefly because we moved. And I was with my ex. It's a whole other situation. But
Oh.
it was an old storefront. Also, that was like mid 1850s. I bought it like it was a mess. I mean, this building had seen better days, but I was really into the idea of owning a storefront. So this was like 2018, I think. 2017, I don't remember. And it was like what was the storefront was completely covered up with like old shingles, like something completely out of place. And it was in that shape, when it has the doorway is set in,
Yeah.
and like you can
Like,
tell there's big windows
oh,
underneath. And I had no
really
idea.
weird.
So I bought it thinking like maybe we'll uncover something cool, maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah.
And ripped apart all that stuff. It had a beautiful cornice. It had beautiful old windows that the panes were all broken, but we were able to put in salvaged windows that kind of were fit to the space. And I did the whole upstairs. I like stained the floor because I had to put in new flooring.
Now, were you
But I
prepping
stained
this?
it.
Just, oh, I'm sorry. Were you prepping
Oh
this
no,
to sell or?
there was like, so basically finishing it to the point that we did, and then had to sell it because of
Oh,
relationship things. And
that's true.
it was, yeah. And I think I was like, this building is more than I can take on. And it was also, uh, that area of Fishtown in Philly it's kind of more Kensington, but it was right under the L. So the elevated train, the subway would go right by the window. And I always kind of have my headphones in anyway, but like I would work there and I'm like, maybe this was a huge mistake, but was able to sell it, and I knew the people who bought it, so it's going to like some cool folks and they're going to do something fun with it. Um, and
I love that.
then the decision to move to Vermont kind of just occurred, and it was COVID times, and I sold my house in Philly, sold that building, and came to Vermont. I also bought, and I just like love home stuff, and I needed more projects. So I actually also bought a cabin that I run as an Airbnb, but I'm actually thinking about selling that too because
Is
I
that hard
it's
doing that?
it's I don't have it it's not open during the winter. That area is not very wintry, and so like from November to April, I just have it closed. I'll go there and hang out and be like, I'm
Yeah.
drawing at the winter cabin.
Ooh,
Uh,
get a right there. That'd be
yes,
perfect.
exactly. It does. I'm just like, I'll light a little fire and hang out here for an afternoon. Uh,
That's cool.
so the summer, it's really distracting. Like I really like it because I love the guests. I don't actually meet them, which is probably why I like them. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I've met
it's
some of
easier.
them, but like they leave notes and really nice things. It's like on a little river, so it's really peaceful setting, and it's really teeny. It's um 400 square feet. So, and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
1960s kitchen. Like, I don't think the oven is original, but it like looks like it has like old, and I got one of those retro-ish looking fridges and stuff.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
decorating it, like I have it set up. And I made an Instagram account for that one as well, Lower Notch Cabin. And
That's
I
awesome.
was really into getting it like very 1960s camp, like summer camp vibe.
Oh, the dream.
Yeah. And so it
That's
was
cool.
really fun to kind of design that space, and people really loved like we would get a lot of older people staying there, and they liked the nostalgia, and then like younger people like us who like vintagey things, it's like perfect for them. And it's like in a super great location. I'm not doing my Zillow pitch here, but
Oh,
but
you
it's
already
just
sold
like,
me. That sounds cool.
yeah, I mean, it is a cute spot, I have to say. Um, but it's like I don't know like what's next. Like I think what's next for it is a bunch of expensive updates that I kind of don't want to do.
You're
That's
like,
the
this
boring
makes me want
stuff.
to pawn that off to somebody
Yeah,
else.
like oh, new furnace. Like I guess it would look cuter because there'd be smaller because the old furnace is kind of massive.
Wow.
But yeah, it's like
It's fun.
my friend here who I share a space with, she had Airbnbs too, and she just sold her building, and she's just like, oh my God, I have so much like free because it's when there's guests there, you're kind of on the clock. I
Oh,
would
that
get a
makes sense.
text like like of a picture of a spider and with the caption like they don't have spiders like this in Massachusetts. I'm like, yes, they do. That's literally a normal spider. Maybe big, but like I get people, but I'm like, it is a cabin.
Depends on how scared you are as to how big the spider is.
But like people can, yeah, exactly. And it's just like,
Exaggerate.
yeah.
My
So,
gosh, that sounds so cool. I love that you like the you try to preserve the history, or,
yeah.
things like that's honestly why I feel like I mean, Dustin, you could probably speak to this too. Is like we like to collect things. I like the story behind them. I like that they have like what do they call it in antiquing, like their provenance or whatever. Like I love hearing that story because it could be something like just plain, but then you tell me the story about it. I'm like, oh, see, I'd buy it for that because it's
Oh,
authentic and it's
absolutely.
it really does things I feel like just are so recyclable. Just we just get rid of them, and so I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
the stuff back then is just cool to hear. It's just nice to have a backstory on it.
I do love that. I mean, I love either hearing it from someone who I'm buying it for or from who has
Hmm.
like the whole Antiques Roadshow spiel about it. But
Yeah,
sometimes I also just like, um, I'm gonna if I have anything behind me. Oh, I'm not supposed to do show and tell anyway. I'll just
you
tell.
can. You can show. You
When
can. Yeah,
I
tell us.
just the stories of the knowing where the story that you got getting the thing. I feel like I'm talking
Oh, I know. I
nonsense.
see what you're saying.
The
Yeah.
like where you were when you got that or what. Like I have this painting that it's an old oil painting, and it's the lady is so perfect. She has this very the portrait is like off, it's askew, but so meaningful. But I remember when I saw it at this junk shop, it like made eye contact with me, and I made eye contact with her, and I was just like, ah, arms stretched out so perfectly. I've never bought anything quicker and etherealer than that time. And so I always have these
That's
moments
cool.
of just like, yeah, why the hell did I buy this? Like, I have this I have this mini anvil that I've had for like 20 years, and I just love it so much. And I just remember getting it at this uh another like random junk shop too. And the guy, oh, I went to this junk shop all the time, and he had very few teeth. But and it was one of those places where it's just like I see the corner of something, and I'm like, I'm gonna be rude and ask to see it, even though it's behind
Yeah.
millions of things. But I'm curious, and
I'm intrigued.
maybe you need to get a little organized. Like there's things
Yeah.
drifting everywhere. It's like it was one of those places. But like he would know where everything was. So I think of him when I have my anvil.
There's so
When I
many
think my
things I
anvil.
felt like that. That's a good point. It's not just the story of the object; it's how you got the object, where you were. That like creates its own history. I have so many things
Yeah.
like that. That my wife and I were on a trip and we bought something, and it was just something that means so much to us. And I feel like nobody else would care at all.
Yeah.
That's like all this stuff. I have all this stuff behind me, and I'm just like, I honestly don't care if anybody else cares about it. Like when I pass, like my kids don't care about it. That's fine. It really meant something to me, but hopefully there's like a connection somehow that the kids have to like, and I'm a very nostalgic person. It sounds like you are too.
Yes, definitely. You know, it's you're sharing your love of holding on to things that are special and noticing things that are special, and that's what will get passed on to your kids. Maybe not your stuff, like I don't care
Yeah.
about your Eames blocks, Dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're all pretentious.
Yeah.
So we have,
That's true.
I really want to talk about, you have a book that you illustrated called Vanished. I
Mhm.
was telling you before we started recording that I love magic. Can you talk about the book?
Okay, so this book, it's called Vanished. Um, 7 women magicians who simply disappeared. And when I tell people about this book that I was working on, they're like, "Oh my God, what happened? So scandalous." I'm like, they didn't literally disappear. It's more
Oh,
like out of the zeitgeist. They're not
sure.
missing.
And is
They
this
are
historical?
noted
Like
in
this is a
history.
true story?
Yeah.
This is
So
okay.
these are 7 women magicians that are all turn of the century, like Bess Houdini, Dixie Haywood, Anna. Now I'm forgetting all their names, but
Her.
7 of them. And I did their portraits, and I did so each woman has their biography about them, and so they're each chapter. And there's the portrait that I did that kind of shows you like one of their the tricks that they're known for. And then I also illustrated the tricks that they would do. Like
Oh,
one
how
of
fun.
them is the bridge jump. So, and that's Minerva. And like all these women were just like badass ladies who were going against the fashion norms. They were going against what was expected out of women. You know, being on stage was scandalous, and but they were also society ladies who were very well regarded at the time. Um, so yeah, so that was really inspiring, and just all of the posters and it's so visually rich, that era and that time period is just so inspiring to me historically and visually. And so I did a bunch of the tricks. So like the bridge jump, it's like she's standing on top and she's, you know, she has her straight jacket on and it's from far away, and there's the old timey onlookers looking at her on the bridge with the anticipation. So that's the setup. And then the second illustration is the reveal, and she's underwater and she's triumphantly holding up the straight jacket. And these
Awesome.
illustrations that I did, and then also all the chapter headers. I designed 3 fonts for this book
Oh wow.
because it
Wow.
just happened to, just with the headers and the page numbers and page chapter what do you call them? Just the chapter headers for each page.
Yeah.
For the folios, I mean. And yeah, so it's, I had a lot to work on, and the style of the illustrations is very different from what I am typically known for in my illustrations. And they actually, like, when they reached out to me about this project, they referenced a project I did that was a few years ago that was also very different from my usual style. And that one was a gift a fake. Let me start over. An agency marketing. It was for Slingshot Agency, their design and creative agency, and they wanted to make a fake catalog, a gift catalog for like things creatives would want, like actually one of the products on there is Vanished, the
Oh, cool.
meeting vanisher, and it was like a plug-in eraser, like completely, super futuristic, but in that very retro way. So I was referencing old retro illustrations in that like very almost like stock image realistic style of
Yeah, yeah,
retro,
yeah.
like not the like cartoon modern style, but more of the rendered. And I just got so into like a lot. So I had to make up these inventions basically. Like one of now I'm almost curious if I don't need to spend much time on this, but
Well,
oh,
now we're
like
curious.
the fix a flight, and it's an aerosol can that you spray on your airplane tickets that will change the seats. I mean, they
Nice.
told me like basically the gist of what it, like something that would do that, and I came up with how how it would be, like what
How
it would
fun
look
is
like
that?
as a product. So it was really fun, and so it was kind of one of these things where it was just like even the concept of it was so different from a lot of the things that I worked on, so I could get really into this style. And I loved drawing, like rendering brass toggles and buttons to match the retro style, and like what a computer even would have looked like in the 1950s,
Wow.
which would have like
What a cool
brass
project.
and the like brass speaker, like, yeah, and old telephones, which I always have an old telephone near me in case I feel
Hey,
stressed out and
looks
I need to
familiar.
make a phone call. Hello,
Just
help me.
shring.
Sharon, get Sharon on the line one. So I always have
That's
like
awesome.
retro kind of stuff around me to pull inspiration from. So this project, the Vanished, was, that's how they found, like they're like, okay, well you can draw sort of realistically too, which is so funny because that's my only example. And I'm not against doing work like this. It's just way more time consuming.
It's funny how that happens. Like you put out something and you're just like, I did it once, and they're like, oh, this is the thing you do, and you're like, yes, it's something I
Yes,
do.
yes it is. Of
All
course
the
it is.
time. I just only showed this one.
Yeah, exactly. I know it, and it is like it just goes to show like whatever you put on your website, like that's what you get hired for. And I was
Yes.
aware of that even when I put it on there because I don't know, like we do get so caught up, we as in the creative community get caught up in styles. Like should you have a style? Should you, are
Uh-huh.
you allowed to break out of that? And I'm sort of at this point where I feel like in the end, everything falls under the umbrella of Mary Kate. And even if I'm doing something really rendered and retro-y, it's not, it still has a little style to it. It still has a little bit of like my look and the way I draw. It's just like, it's like almost like if you were to have a slide switch of like how intense do you want Mary Kate to
Oh,
work
sure,
on it?
yeah.
Like down
Yeah.
here where it's like a little looser and like less texture, or toggle it all the way up to adding like lots of layers and details and stuff. Yeah, because especially now I'm wanting to get into children's book illustrations. It's been something I've been interested in, and people obviously, I mean, anyone who asks like, "Oh, so you're an illustrator, you do children's books?" Because
It's
that's the
exactly
only,
right.
and
It's
I,
always the
yeah,
answer.
so, and I'm like, not kind of, but it's
Once you
something
do
I want to
one, you
start.
are.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of did one. The only book, I mean, I've done a lot of illustrations, like book covers for kids' books, and I've done like workbooks and stuff. And the only book that I illustrated was What the World Needs Now is Love. And it was a book that Penguin one of their off prints put out. And so I could say that it's Burt Bacharach, what's the other guy's name? Hal something, and Mary Kate McDevitt on the cover all at the same time, which is
Yeah.
pretty fun. I
Looking
worked
at it
with
right
Burt
now.
Bacharach.
No big
Or
deal.
Hal David.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
so
it's surprising that you hadn't already done so many books, like
I
children's
know.
books, just by your stuff lends itself so well to that.
It feels like natural, but hey, maybe I had to wait 15 years for a reason, assuming it's going to happen this year, which is also a little bit why I'm wanting to sell the cabin. I need to free up that distraction,
That makes sense. Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, everything takes up more time. I was just talking to my wife about this. Everything takes up way more time than you think it takes up to do.
Yeah. Yes, it's so true. And it's like, maybe I am like getting more careful. It's funny, like I'm going to turn 40. I'm 39 now. And it's like, I feel very at this like, not midlife crisis, not anything like that extreme, but like just this like a little extra awareness. I feel like I learned a lot maybe this past year.
Yes.
But there's just like, like about how like the reality, like I was just so much more in tune with reality, man. Probably than I was in my youth. I mean, that's probably just it, right?
Something
It's
happens.
like, oh, that
Yeah,
just
like
takes long.
I'm 43, and I feel like when I turn 40, I feel like it's a trigger. Something about 40 is a trigger. Easy math to figure out you're halfway to 80, and
Exactly.
you can remember when your parents were 40 and how old they seemed when they were 40, and
Yep.
and yeah, it's interesting. I had read something or heard something about this today where they were saying when you get to around 40, you've typically accomplished a lot of the thing, not always, but a lot of the things oftentimes you may have hit that you were wanting to. I think they said that first up to 40, you're trying to find yourself. And then after 40, you're trying to lose yourself.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
interesting.
very interesting.
I mean, I
But
totally
you
feel it. I
realize
do
that you're
feel
not
it.
all the things you are. And then so you start to
Yeah,
kind of deconstruct in a weird way.
it's exactly it. Yeah, it's the
I
awareness,
started that.
the life learned. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
starting to learn.
Yeah, I'm 38. I'm 38, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
like
You're not there yet, kid.
No, I'm not
Kidding.
there yet. Just a youngin' over here, just dreaming
Yeah.
still. No, I definitely feel that though. It's like it's an interesting perspective. It's honestly why this podcast exists, is because I feel like there's just not like my goal now is to be so much more invested in people, and I feel like in my community, and trying to and just have people that I can speak openly with, because I feel like the world's so divided anyways. I feel like I will say that, Dustin, to a degree, and maybe Mary Kate, you feel this similarly, is like I have accomplished a lot of the things I set out to accomplish in my career. Not everything, but
Yeah.
I feel like if we just a lot of times what we do is we just keep moving the stick right out further and further and further. So I can say there's still things that I want to do, but if I do look back at like college me, coming out of art school, and then where was I wanting to be? I feel like I've hit a lot of those things, worked with a lot of these big clients, and now they just don't mean as much to me. Like I do love working with big clients. I like that it pays the bills, and I do like some of the projects I work on, but I'm way more conscious about what I'm working for. Like, who am I doing this for? What's the project? What does it mean something to me? Is it, am I leaving some sort of legacy? Like, what else? How much time do I have to do stuff outside of this, out of work? Like, I'm always looking for ways now to like, how can I spend more time with my family or do my
Oh my
passions?
gosh.
I feel like I'm not at that hustle stage I used to be.
Oh yeah, we're not in the grind set anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
There's that saying, I think that, was it Jim Carrey that said it? This is going to actually lead to a question I really wanted to ask. I didn't think I was going to ask you, but I am going to get a chance to. This is a good opportunity to. I think it was Jim Carrey that said it. Anyways, it was something like, I wish everyone, he said, he was talking about how about life, like what we're talking about. He said, I wish everyone could be famous so they
Uh-huh.
could realize how much it doesn't matter and they could just get over it and move on, and not be preoccupied with, fame or money or things like that. And
Yeah.
I was thinking, like I was looking through your work leading up to this, and I've seen your work, I feel like since I got into design later, and well, kind of later, I was like 27 when I got into it. I feel like I've seen it my whole life that I've done design or anything like that. Like you've always been
Yeah. Wow.
around, your name has always come up. It just
Hmm.
it is synonymous with certain parts of design and lettering. And I'm curious, like for people that listen to, like that are trying to get to a point where, like, I feel like you're living the life. Like people want to have a house somewhere like Vermont, and people come over, and
Two
you've
barns.
written all these
I
books,
know. I
and
know.
what what would you say, like what does it feel like to have a bunch of books on your shelf that you made, to have all these things that almost seem like they'd be written into a screenplay for a movie because they seem so miraculous in a way, right? Like to
Wow. Yeah. No,
like,
totally.
how do you feel about it? Did it feel when you all of a sudden look back and realized you had a big stack of these beautiful books that were like acclaimed and loved by people? Like, did it feel to you like, oh gosh, that was what I thought it would be? Or did you realize, oh, that's not actually what I thought it is?
It was never, yeah, like how I expected it to be. I think so early on in my career, I was just making stuff all the time, working kind of nonstop in a way that I just was just obsessed with making new stuff. And so any of the things that were big milestones, I just didn't take them as big milestones. I just kind of uh, was waiting for the next new fun project. And any of the projects that I take on, like people say, like, what's your favorite client? And I never really had a favorite client, maybe like projects that were standout, that were more fun, like ones that I authored myself or something. And projects, yeah, more projects that were more fun, but like big name clients or something, they didn't really, or it didn't, I didn't notice it as like, wow, I can't believe
Oh, yep.
achievement. I never thought of it as that. And, uh, it's, and I look back now and actually the past 4 years, like how you were talking about Brad, like trying to do anything to like not work.
Yeah.
Since moving
Yeah.
here, I have kind of been less busy, taken a step back a little bit, focusing on all the things that I was just talking about. And it is like, I feel really ready to dive back into it. So I don't know. I think just recently, just the past few years, just like my feeling like my career has changed so much. And post COVID, I don't know, there is still a little bit of that, I think, in a weird way. Because, yeah, my projects just changed drastically. The amount of work I get, and that is shifting. And so I'm re-excited, but it has made me think about, my God, how lucky I got with like all of these other projects, and like, how did I do that? And just going back, like
Yeah.
almost like, wait, I need to like retrace my steps to figure out how I got these kind of projects. And because I was never really good at marketing, I most of any of the work I got was either through clients, past clients, but posting on Instagram and being like early on in the days was like being on blogs and stuff. So it just felt all just like natural the way it would happen. So I guess it just I didn't I've never taken each big project that I ever got and like dissected it as like this was a big achievement for you. It's always just like, oh, okay, no,
Yeah.
that's another project that I did. I don't know if that
Yeah.
answered your question, but like I have a different perspective about it now and I'm like blown away. I don't know how it's crazy. It's because I'm not good at making plans because I kind of always let's put it this way. When I first started, I was working at a design studio and I did not like working there. I It just wasn't a good fit. The kind of work just did not grab my attention. It was like you were doing production stuff and not the sexy design stuff that you get to
Mm-hmm.
do. It was a small studio and they did fun projects every now and then. But anyway, so I was making posters, screen printing, and doing other things on the side. And it was all around motivation because I considered myself a very unmotivated person that I needed to be like talked into getting anything done.
Yeah, sure.
Mm.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
it
my
sounds like there's
my
a little bit of
headphones
feedback. But
died.
that's fine. Oh, okay, I wondered if that was the case.
Sorry about that. I am
No,
like
you're good.
one of those people that are glued to their headphones, so I didn't think about it. I was using
Same.
them all day. Sorry about that.
I know that. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
So where was I? What was I in the middle of? Oh,
You were talking.
oh,
You were talking.
Yeah.
so
Go ahead. You got it.
I'm basically, spreading out chaos garden, but like I have the idea of where I kind of want things to be, but I'm just kind of throwing things around because I'm at this stage, I think, where it's that like in between tornado times where I'm just like focusing on exercise and health and stuff because that's what I'm waiting on the next thing. So I'm signed up with these new reps and like that's giving me like, I'm like, I have new people to talk to,
Yeah.
which is always fun to like, have more people on your side. Cause working by yourself, it's always like, it's hard not to have, advocates. Like you can have friends that you can bounce ideas off of, but it's nice when you have like more of like a team, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys
100%.
do.
I have a rep now as of like, was it like 6 months ago maybe?
Oh, really?
And yeah, I just joined closer and closer.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And same exact feeling. Like I hadn't had one for like, I ran my business for 13 years, didn't have one. And then my wife took a job, with another ad agency. And so I was like, well, I needed help because she ran the business side. But yeah, it makes a huge difference just having other people on your side rooting for you, within the same, I don't know. It does feel really nice.
Yeah, it is. It has that, and just like alleviating a little bit of the business side. Cause I've had some projects lately that I'm like feeling a little over my head, handling negotiations and then doing the art. It's just like, it is so much better when it's not the same person being like, hey, we've reached the revisions, and it's just like, I don't want to have that conversation. And more often than not, I don't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like we're just blowing right past those revisions. that we talked about.
Well, it looks like we're done here.
Okay, like, no, one more. All right, fine. So
I feel that.
yeah, I was like, I think I'm ready, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm as excited as hopefully
Good.
everyone else in the world is for what's next. Because
Good.
I've been saying this unbelievably. My last Skillshare class was, I think, 2015, maybe 2016.
Oh,
wow.
I haven't done it in forever either. That's a long ways back.
It might be not Skillshare that I do videos, but I really want to get back into posting workshop videos because I love teaching
you
and
should.
I love doing workshops, and I just don't have those kind of opportunities in Vermont so much. Like when I was in Philly, I was teaching at Tyler, which was great.
Oh,
And
nice.
I only taught one class, one semester. I taught senior illustration, and it was really fun because we got to do really fun projects. I love coming up with project ideas. But teaching at a college is also pretty, it can be intense because you care so much about the students' projects.
Oh man,
And
I'm
it's just
sure.
like, I almost want to like text them in the middle of the night, like, oh my God, I was thinking about your jams, your series of jelly jam jars, and was thinking that the dog could be the center or whatever it was.
Sure.
And then like they not text me back, or I wouldn't text them, but they wouldn't email me back when I would send ideas.
It's
I
like
was
calling
like,
them all hours of the
"Oh,
night.
okay, cool. I don't care at all. But then later hearing
really
like
cares.
that my class was their favorite.
Aw, that just makes it worth
Exactly. But I didn't go back.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I mean, it's just, or like, I mean, I don't know if I'd start a podcast. I'm not going to try and get in the ground floor of podcasts like you guys. But like, almost like a call-in show, you know, like having questions. I would love to do like a
Oh.
live radio show where people just.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing! Like that psychic lady. What was her name? Oh, she had like a.
Dionne Warwick?
What was? Oh no, I was thinking of a different gal. She was like.
Sylvia, whatever.
Oh man, she had like a Louisiana accent or Jamaican. It was Jamaican, I think. I think she was.
Oh,
It was like, what was her
Cleo?
name? What was it?
Miss Cleo?
Cleo.
Yeah.
Cleo.
Oh, yeah, but that
man.
was like a call-in show. That was like a hotline where it was like $10 a minute to
Yeah.
have Miss Cleo's rep give you your
Sounds
future.
like a great
That might be
idea. Why
fun,
aren't
though.
nobody bringing this back? Oh, it'd be so fun.
How that works.
With your phone, you got all the cool
Exactly.
phones to use
The
too.
video would look great.
That'd be
a
awesome.
logo on
The
it.
set would be incredible.
Mhm.
It'd be in a barn.
Yes. I mean, how about that? I could have a whole character. Would be fun.
That's amazing.
Well, we have taken we've taken a more time here
Okay,
than I
I
thought
know.
we were going
We've
to.
gone
Yeah,
so
we're
Thank you
sorry.
so much for being
fun
generous with
chatting.
it.
I feel like we honestly need to catch up more often.
Yes, we do.
I just wanted to make sure you were able to kind of like share some of the things that you would love for people to take a look at or be aware of. We talked about Vanish, which I'm so excited about because I love magic.
Yes,
that's coming
I
out
know.
September
We didn't get to talk about our
2025.
love of magic.
And that's coming out September 2025, right? So people can pre-order it. They can't get it right
26.
now.
Oh, is it
26?
25?
It's 25 right now.
Oh,
Is it at the end of this
That's
year?
on Amazon. It's coming out
it's on
2025.
Amazon September 25? Okay.
She's like, I gotta finish those illustrations.
September 9th, 2025. It says it will be out.
You only have the cover. No, okay. I don't even know. So
That's
yeah, definitely pre-order that.
Oh, definitely will.
And then you have something like totally opposite called the Breakup Book.
Yes. So I have a book. I didn't write it, but I illustrated it, and it's so funny how projects happen. So I mean, like, I love the illustrations that I did. That book was so fun to work on, but I kind of like didn't realize my name. I was the only one who was going to be on the cover, so it's like I'm an expert on breakups, which I'm really not. I haven't really done
Immortalized in like the breakup.
that. So I'm like the breakup book.
That's your hotline. That's your hotline.
Yeah, I would be
People can
like-
call you about breakups.
Just be like, girl, leave him.
It's always the same. It's always like, you need to leave that, right?
No,
like move on.
It's always the same. Oh, that cracks me up.
you know, hey, those Skillshare classes, they may be old, and I definitely
They're still
need to
good.
refresh them. And the way I do that, my work is totally different, but still the main part of it is all still there. Like I literally used a scanner
yeah.
in my first class. It was before
And
I
they're
had
one of the
Sage.
most,
Yeah.
and one of them is like one of the most viewed Skillshare classes in existence. Like,
Is it really?
it's still,
Yeah, you're like the
I mean,
top.
it's,
Crazy. And that's that first
I don't
one.
obviously have internal things at Skillshare, but when I look enough to be like, oh, good Lord, that has a huge amount
Yeah.
of people that have taken it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's so funny. When I did that, now we're getting right back into it. But let me just say that because that was the first video, the first Skillshare class that I did. I think it was like 2012 or 2013 or something that came out.
Seems like we did them around the same time.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You were also an early adapter. Where they were like emailing me like, you should do this class. And I'm just like, I've never taught.
Yeah.
And then I was
Same.
like, oh, I actually really love it. So I had my friend shoot it, and it
cool.
took all day just to do the silly intro video. 'Cause I like could not, because I was like with my pink pegboard behind me,
What?
standing like, hi, I'm Mary Kate McDevitt. I was so nervous. And like,
I
it's
feel
so
that.
funny. I mean, I guess so much more confident in front of. I guess I was. Then I had done talks and stuff. I wasn't stage fright. It was something about the camera that I'm just.
It's you have to look at the lens,
Yeah.
and it's weird because it's not a face, and it's not like the
Exactly.
screen. So like right now we're looking at each other's eyes.
Yeah,
We're
I'm not. I
looking at our
can't look
cameras.
at the lens. It feels it feels rude.
Yeah,
Even though I'm
exactly.
like, making eye contact with.
So it's like you're looking at my forehead.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
like, stop
I'm
it.
not gonna stare at this green dot. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my
it was
gosh.
like the just like he's just like, okay, like
It's
he
hard.
would like. He was so patient. He would go through like what I was gonna say, and I'm like, oh yeah, totally got it. And then like the camera would go, I'm like,
What did I say?
and just so nervous. So like and then the rest of the video is basically fine because then I'm just like doing my thing.
Warmed up.
But it is funny, like I'm using a light table to trace. Like it's just so
Like,
they're like, where can I get
how
that scanner? I'm
archaic.
like, that scanner is ancient history. You can't buy
Hey,
scanners. You need to get the scanner printer combo. Like an individual
exactly.
scanner. And that scanner was great. I actually broke because I won't blame it on my cat, but she was part of the incident. I'll say that.
Sounds like she was
Yeah.
She was guilty.
And it was like, I felt like I had such hard times finding scanners, and like we would scan in like bigger things than just an 8.5. Like I'm not a paralegal. I have to paper. Where's the creative scanners? And so it didn't have lips on all three sides, so I could have things without that shadow.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Anyway.
check this out. On your Skillshare classes, you have one that has 5,064 students
Yeah.
designing hand lettering systems. Okay, quite impressive. But then you have one that has 13,000 students, hand lettering workshop, 36 minutes, like a quick one to like kind of just like, little thing you can do in an afternoon. And then you have one with 18,000. Okay, fine, you win at Skillshare. But then you go to hand lettering essentials, 85,000 plus students. I did the math real quick. It's about 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Just that one class is 171,270 hours that people have watched you talk about lettering. I don't know how long a lifetime is, but like that feels like that would maybe be like
Yeah.
at least a couple of
An average
probably
lifetime.
quite a few human
Crazy.
lives. That's so like
Was that your first?
lifetimes
Yeah.
have been spent listening to your like great wisdom on lettering. It's crazy.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, you're in my eyes, and I'm sure lots of other people. You're a legend. Your lettering is always super inspiring to me.
Aw.
Because I love to kind of dabble in that, and I kind of dabble in a lot of things. That's kind of just what ended up being my career, is dabbling in everything. But yeah, always been super inspirational and consistently good all the years through. So I've just, it's been so cool to follow.
Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, same. It is so funny. We've been following each other's work for so long. Your work is always
Yeah.
so inspirational. I'm so glad that we were able to work together on that one project, which was so cool. Still,
thank
I
you.
randomly, I was just like opening random files. That poster that I did, I just
I
opened
love
it
that
randomly.
poster you
It's like
did.
kismet.
I opened it the other day too, actually, because I was looking through some things in old files, and I have all these ideas that always happen for a little bit. They're kind of
yeah.
just like a little flash in the pan. And that one was one of my favorites, and I want to resurrect it so
That
bad
would
because
be
so many artists like yourself just crushed it
Well, you can make
with
puzzles.
those posters. I'm gonna do something with them. I'll figure that out, and I'll propose something to all the creatives and how they want to do like a profit
that'd
share,
be
because
cool.
that was
That'd be
too
dope.
fun. That was
Hey,
too fun.
Brad, you've done a bunch of kids books. Maybe there's
True.
like something cool to do with kids books together. That would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
All right, I'm flying to Vermont because I want to see this place. We'll talk
Yes.
about
Hey,
it.
we
I
have
love
guests
that part of the
all
country.
the time. We love
Oh
those
my
things.
goodness,
Well-
that sounds awesome.
It's an honor to have you. Honestly, I got a little nervous finding out that you were our second official guest.
Oh my
He's not
gosh.
lying. He told
Freaked
me.
out a little bit. I panicked a little bit.
Aw.
But it's an honor. It was an honor to have you on, and check out Vanished, just coming up. Amazing Skillshare classes.
Yeah, or something.
Some of the most, yeah, like
something.
they have literally like built the foundation for like the rules of like lettering and all sorts of stuff for designers and artists. The Breakup book, which you're
An expert on.
prominently a part of now.
an
And
expert on
where are the
making
best
fun
places
of
to
it.
find you?
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
where's the
much.
best places to find you? People are to look for you. Your stuff.
Instagram at Mary Kate McDevitt, on Threads at Mary Kate McDevitt. I think I am on Blue Sky. I'm pretty sure it's Mary Kate McDevitt. I have not posted, but I don't have any followers on there. So I'm like, who am I going to
That's how I
say? I'm like,
feel.
just my mom? No, my mom's not following me on Blue Sky.
Dude, my mom comments on everything I do, so you
That's
could have that.
sweet. I love that. I mean, my mom does too, but she claims she misses all my stories. She's
Oh,
like,
shit.
they disappear.
It's not Snapchat. Oh, yeah, it's the stories is called.
Stories
Snapchat, I
is
guess.
they disappear.
They're gone.
She can't keep up.
Yeah.
She can't keep up with her one of two daughters.
Oh, it's so hard.
Well, for everyone
And
listening,
my
definitely go
website.
check those out.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah,
Definitely
your
hit
website.
http dash MaryKateMcDevitt.com.
Colin.
I'll
Okay.
update it for real one day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Definitely go check all those out. You won't regret it for sure. Thank you so much for
Thank
being on.
you. This was so
Yeah,
fun.
thank you. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, this was really fun.
If you're getting value from these conversations, consider joining our Patreon community. You'll get bonus content, early access to episodes, and help us keep bringing you the honest stories from creatives who figured it out. Check it out at patreon.com/creative/.